So it's Andy picking here from Manbeast, and I've got Joe. So hello, Joe.
Hi, all right, Andy.
Joe Bromiley, and this should be a fun interview. We've got a pure Yorkshireman here and a Scouser, but we understand each other.
Yeah, a bit of a mix.
So really, we've got you on, Joe, and thanks for giving you time to do this interview, really, just to give a bit of the audience and fans insight into the Highland Games show in the Peak District on the 29th of August, this Sunday. Don't I know it? I've said that a million times. So I've got some of your stats, and you're a newbie into the competition. So what first got you into strongman, Joe?
There was a couple of things. I mean, there was two reasons that I first started going to the gym. First of all, I joined a local American football team, and I decided to start to go in the gym to get a little bit stronger for that. And then I started enjoying the gym a little bit more. So within 2 months, I stopped playing American football and was doing the gym properly instead. But also at the time, my mum was stronger than me, and I couldn't really let that slide. I had to get stronger than my mum. Can't have that.
Now that's a newbie, that's a goal, that's an aspiration. You fell into the world of strongman and all its bizarre things like truck pulling and bus pulling and these amazing deadlifts we see. And I think the sport is growing myself. I mean, I've always been a fan, and I've seen it explode with the likes of obviously Eddie Hall now and Giants Live and all the rest of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's blown up just in. I've not been doing strongman for that long, so I started training altogether 2015 maybe. So I've not really been training that long, but just in the time that I've been doing it, I've noticed that it's blown up. Eddie Hall is a household name. Everyone knows who he is. People who've never been to gyms in their lives know who Eddie Hall is. And even like lads, I've heard lads overheard lads talking about the Stoltmans, So it shows how much of a bigger sport it's become just in the last few years, and I think it's great.
And you'll know as well as me, Joe, because I first got into this, not competing, obviously, but getting involved in the sport, and done more car park shows with 20 people watching, and then being a fan of the sport as well, and thought, surely we can do more with this. And that's how I got involved with it. And I thought, I work full time, as I'm sure you do, and most of the guys do at grassroots level. You've only got your Eddie Halls and those Stoltmans maybe that pretty lucky to have full time. The rest of us have got families as personal responsibilities and work as well, and do it. So to see it grow is great. So in terms of your resume, if you like, I see you 3 times Liverpool's strongest man for a start. So that's not bad to say you've been in the sport, 6 years?
Yeah, it's a start. But Joe, I was going to say, funnily enough, you mentioned your car park shows, and I'm pretty sure I've done one of them. Or you were at it was a charity truck pull in Scunthorpe about 3-4 years ago.
Yes. What's the guy's name? Is it James Johnson? Is it James Johnson? That rings a bell.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yes, that was Scunthorpe Football Club car park. So yes, that's
and Big Dave just steamrolled everyone out of it.
It's funny you should say that, because Big Dave Thornton, we're doing the same about 8 o'clock. So I've moved it. We're going to do a record. Yeah, Dave. I think Dave underestimates himself personally. He always underestimates himself. But actually, in terms of pulling vehicles, he's an absolute machine. So in terms of the event, so obviously we've got quite a couple of new events, and I think that's the attraction with the Highland Games. And there's some of the guys that are in that have done it before, but they all came in as new, and some really excel at it, and some it's a bit of practice session as well. So is there any you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to trying not to knock myself out with the caber. That'll be nice. But I do enjoy a vehicle pull, and a tractor is meant to be very challenging, so I'm looking forward to that. And the stone carry, I'm quite good at moving and carrying events. Like, I'm quite good at shield carry and things like that. So I'm looking forward to how a more natural stone carry feels.
You know what, Joe? And this is what's interesting about this show for me. It really levels the playing field out, because with some strongmen, you'll get people that specialise in static stuff. Now you've got to be a lot more dynamic. You've got to be explosive, and these events potentially you could excel it because they are sort of, you know, the shield run, the stone run is for speed, if you like. The caber toss one, I mean, there's a bit of technique to it, but it is a big lump. It's bigger and heavier than a normal caber. If you've seen the quite long out there, ours is basically a telegraph pole, if we're being brutally honest, you know. But we have had people coming before. I remember one of the guys, Zach Perry, he's not in this time, but he had a background in shot put as well, and he just did really well at the stone throw. So it depends, and you learn on the job. So and you will do on the day.
Oh yeah. I had a little go of using the Cerberus throwing sandbags, but trying to use them as like a stone throw, and it was difficult.
No, absolutely. But I think you will do it. And as you know yourself, and one thing I do really like about the sport is, yes, you're all competitive and you want to win. Of course you do. But at the same time, you all encourage it. And I see it time and time again where you'll have somebody pulling a truck and bus and you've got Dave Thornton there, Simon Knowles, Paul Smith, whoever it is, and they'll all encourage you to do the best that you can, even though you're in a competition. I think that bit of the sport's great.
It's one thing that I absolutely love about strongman competitions is the other competitors supporting each other. Like when you get a competitor who's struggling, they get the biggest shouts. Even so, when I did Liverpool Strongest Man last year, it was 12 weeks after the initial lockdown had lifted, so it was still no spectators or anything. Even though it was outdoors, it was no spectators. But when I was actually doing events, I didn't notice any difference, because I think that the other competitors shout just as loud, if not louder, for each other than the crowd do sometimes. I think it's great. We're all in the same boat. We're all skint. We've all got no sponsorships and no money from the sport. We're doing it because we enjoy it, and that's the main part of it, I think, with the sport like strongman.
You know, and that's where I see Man sits there, really, in that you are dealing with people that, you know, work full time, and we're all in it because we enjoy it and we've got a passion for it at the same time. That's what we're in. And I suppose some of the things that we put prize money up, and we do shows where we pay guys to come along and do demos, and we've done that in shopping centres and stuff. We want to do that more because we want to give back as well, because you put a lot of time in it. But I think the good thing about Sunday, and what I like about it is the crowd. And it is the guys having a laugh at the women. Obviously, we've got some women in, and this is his first time in this. I think that, you know, diversifying the sport. You've seen the Donimals and the competition at the weekend. Yeah. Fantastic. That's growing as well. So, you know, we've got a different element to it. Is there anything you're looking forward to? I mean, the Dinny Stones is always a talking point at the moment, because we introduced that 2 years ago, and it is a brutal event. I
am not particularly looking forward to them because I have not got big enough hands to be very good at it. I have got probably the smallest hands you'll ever see on a guy my size. But I'm still going to give it a go if I can get them off the floor. It's a new PB for me, and that's what I'm looking for on the day. It's not things that you can train for easily. So what I'm looking for is just to beat myself, and then I'll be happy. I'll be more than happy with that, and I'll have a good laugh with a good bunch of lads and girls, obviously, now, and it'll be a good day. Yeah.
And get fed as well, which is
that, I mean, I didn't want to be labouring that point too much, but that's always good to get fed.
Absolutely. I mean, I think with the Dinny Stones as well, I know Mark's going up tomorrow to the park and just checking, but they have sunk some new handles into it as well, some new rings, because the other ones were different. And I think you're always going to get it where it tears calluses, and it's because it just with the nature of the weight, but we've changed the handles on it, just with feedback from the guys over the last couple of years. So hopefully that might help a little bit. What do you think your favourite event out of the lot's going to be then? I mean, tractor pull sounds like that could be one. I saw you pressing as well.
I mean, yeah, I love a good log press, but then you can do that anywhere. Log press will be fun. I think I'm looking forward to probably the natural stone carry the most.
Yeah, I like that one as well. I guess the crowd going because it's sort of midway through the competition. It's fast. It's over with quickly, and people seem to really get behind that. And I think there's something quite fun about the natural object things as well as, you know, having your plates and your bar, seeing some at that size to the normal person, they're looking, thinking, my God.
And it's almost like going back to childhood when you run down the beach and try and pick up all the big rocks. I mean, we're doing that just 30 years later, and I'm just picking up bigger rocks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's sort of no more title, more testosterone fueled, or with the women the other way around, saying I'm the strongest woman or the strongest man. Yeah. There's something in his history and his blood, isn't there, as humans, if you like, to be the strongest. That definitely drives you.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like when you go out, it's people like as a big lad, people always want, how much do you bench, things like that. Everyone just, and then, if you can say a number that starts with a 2, that's always nice as well.
Right then, Joe. Well, I think that about concludes it. But I mean, thanks for your time with that. So I think we're looking at definitely the log press is the first event, and I know there's a good couple of presses in there. I know Jimmy Sharp's for himself with his reps, and we all know in the competition it's completely different as well. It changes. It's
a 110 kilo log, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It'll be 110 kilo log. I mean, we've had big dogs division of. I think you probably saw it on the group that we've got. The competitor group got that new wood one. Well, I've not actually seen this one. So but it sounds as though it's really good. I know Scott's been up there and had a bit of a play with it the other week. So
that's the downside of being on the other end of the M62, isn't it?
Right then, Joe. I think we understood each other pretty well. To say we're Yorkshire and Liverpool there, but thanks for the time with that. Anyway, that's great. I'll finish the recording now, and then we'll just trim it